to my channel. My name is Jingyi. You can find me on Ravelry as Knitting Jingyi or on Instagram as Knit by Jingyi. This is episode number 5 of my knitting podcast. It's a monthly podcast episode where I share about everything that I knit in the past month. And today I'm really excited because I have 3 finished objects and I also have a bunch of plans for the upcoming spring season that I want to share with you. I'm currently recording this episode on a quiet Sunday morning. Just got back home from the gym and all of my muscles are painful right now. The weather is not collaborating today because it's a raining and gloomy day. We've had so much rain this past week, the whole winter actually. I really want to find a sunny day to record the knitting podcast. But this is all we have. We have like raining and inconsistent weather all day. So please bear with me with the poor lighting today. Hopefully it won't distract too much. So I will start with what I'm wearing today. This is my balloon cardigan. It's a design by Petit Knit. And I think I knit this cardigan about 3 years ago? Yeah, about 3 years ago. It's one of my earlier work. And I knit this with a strand of Highland fingering by collarbone fibers and a strand of silk mohair. It's called South Hemisphere by Valley Yarn. I bought them all from the Web's yarn. And I still have the yarn available, still have a little bit of them. I have to say like the fabric is really soft. I really like the South Hemisphere mohair because I feel this mohair is probably softer than sandnes thin silk mohair. And I found it sheds less than thin silk mohair. So it's probably my favorite silk mohair. And I also knit my novice cardigan with this combination as well. And the pattern is one of Petit Knit's earlier design. It's a top-down construction with a super dramatic balloon sleeve. You have some increase on the sleeve. It's a really huge sleeve, and you do rapid decrease around the cuff, and you have a tight ribbing at the end of the sleeve. So it's a really pretty cardigan with the dramatic sleeve plus the fluffy mohair. But I found it less practical because the sleeve is a bit hard to roll up, and when I want to do things around the house or even when I'm in the office, it's just very distracting. But I still wear it a lot when going out or just want to take some nice pictures. This is a perfect cardigan for that. But since I love this yarn and I love this color as well, I'm thinking of making a champagne cardigan in the same combination of the yarn. The champagne cardigan will have a more basic everyday cardigan silhouette, so I think it will fit more scenarios than this cardigan. But I still love this. I'm really proud that I made this as one of my early work. So let's talk about finished objects. So this is my first finished object. It's the LENU hood. The design is by ANKESTRiCK. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but I will put it here. And everything that I mentioned will have a Ravelry page down in the description box. So the construction is you start with the seed stitch at the back, on the top actually, and then after you knit a rectangle, you pick up stitches on the sides with stockinette and join everything together. You knit until the neck part, finish it with a super long ribbing that I really like, and then you pick up stitches for the front opening, do one by one ribbing again, fold it inside, and you finish that with a super long I-cord and strand it through. So I will put it on and show you. Well, I know there's still a bunch of ends that I need to weave in. I didn't even block this piece, I just wear it too much. I'm not giving it a break yet. So this is how it looks when putting on. and I really like the I-cord strand. You can kind of close the opening so that last wind can pass through. It's also very practical when you're feeling too warm and you can just lay it at the back like a normal hood. So I really like this as a finished object, and I really like the knitting experience as well. So I knit this with a strand of Sunday from sandnes garn and their Tinthilk mohair. Both of them have the colorway called ice blue. And I really like this color for accessories because I normally knit my garment with beige or lighter toned down or gray toned colors. But for accessory, I think I can go for a little bit. I'm eating fibers, oh my god. But for accessories, I can go out of my comfort zone a little bit because there will be a pop of the color in my whole outfit. So I really like this color, like the working experience and like the finished object. Hopefully one day I can weave in all the ends. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I knit the I-cord strand with an I-cord machine. It's my first time working with an I-cord machine, and I bought that I-cord machine just for this strand. It's super fun. I was a little worried that the machine might get caught up on some mohair strand because I was trying to still use the same combination on the I-cord machine, but it worked perfectly. Even though on the instruction it says it works best with some cotton yarn, fingering weight yarn, and I think my combination is a DK weight, but it still works perfectly. Nothing got caught up and everything is very smooth and really fun. It's really satisfying to knit up some really cute and squishy I-cord strand within like 5 minutes. And that completes the whole piece. So I really like this. And my next finished object is the Magic Toadstool socks. It's a design by Stone Knits, and they are my first colorwork socks. I got a book from Stone Knits and I bought a bunch of patterns on her Ravelry as well. So I really want to try out more of her colorwork socks. But I start with this one first because it has a small amount of the colorwork that I can practice with. So I ran into some issue with my first socks on the colorwork part. So you can see on the mushroom part, it has 3 colors. The background color, the red, and the white dot. So I have to work with 3 strands of colors together, and that gave me a really tight fabric. I think it's because I normally work with 2 colors at max for color work. It's my first time working with 3 colors, and I just don't know how to tension the yarn correctly. So I had to rip up the whole color work section and then reknit this part with 2 colors only. The white dot was added later with duplicate stitch. I think the pattern also mentions if you cannot do color work with 3 strands of colors, you can add this as a later step. And another modification or mistake that I had is I forgot to do the color work near the toe. I think you should have a similar this orange repeat at the end near the toe, but I just got way into the stockinette knit and I forgot to do the color work. I'm really proud I knit this colorwork sock and it just looks really cute. I love the mindless stockinette knitting on the sock, especially when I'm on the commute. But I also love the colorwork as a finished object. And Stone Knit has so many beautiful patterns that I really want to try. So you will see me making more colorwork socks in the future. And I hope I can improve on my colorwork techniques. My third finished object is this one. She is just so adorable. She doesn't have a name yet. Probably I should give her a name, but I'm just terrible at naming things. Probably I will ask my sister. Right now I just call it Rabbit with blue dress. So I also showed it as a work in progress in my last podcast episode, where I had her whole body finished but was still working on her dress. And it was just, she's just so cute with the whole dress, and she has a little toad, and in her toe there's a little carrot. Let me pull it out. Oh my god, this is just so cute. It was my first time knitting stuffed toy, and the whole process is just so fun, and I think I learned a lot. I learned how to cast on very small amount of stitches on short DPNs, and there's just a lot of techniques to include in this very small and cute stuffed animal. All the parts are knit separately and then you sew them together in the end. And her blue dress is also really fun. You cast some stitches around her waist, do some ribbon, and then stockinette stitch until the end so that it has a very cute curled edge. And then I pick up stitches on the front, knit the front part, and then at the end I did some I-cord edges and pick up stitches for the ruffles. You can see on her back the dress is complete together with buttons, so I can undress her by unbutton the dress. The carrot was knitted as well, but her tote bag was a crocheted piece. So this rabbit was a kit that I got from China. It includes the pattern, video instruction, and all the yarns that I need. I also have another kit from the same store that were knit up as a beer. So my little rabbit is going to have a friend very soon. So yeah, that's my last finished object and my new friend. So I will talk about my work in progress now. My first work in progress is this. This is my mood slipover. The whole the pattern and the yarn was a part of a mystery secret advent calendar during Christmas, but I wasn't able to finish it before Christmas, so it will be a spring knit, I guess. So it's a all over colorwork pattern. You knit from bottom up. I think the last time that I showed you was here, that I just split for front and back. And now I finished the back piece and also the front piece. The original pattern was a crew neck, but I modified the front opening to be a V-neck. So I think it's just easier to style. So that's one modification that I did. And basically I just start splitting left panel and right panel a little bit earlier than instructed, and then do more decrease on the side. My first trial was not successful because I didn't calculate the rate of decrease consistently, and I can post a picture here that my decrease was pretty rapid at the first, and then I had to do it in a slower rate later, so the V line was not very consistent and I had to rip it off and then do it again. And I think my second trial is very successful, and I hope with the ribbon details it will be a very good looking complete piece. The yarn that I use is Peruvian Highland wool from Filcolana. I've heard great things about this yarn, and indeed it's a very nice yarn for colorwork. It's Aran weight with 100% Peruvian Highland wool, and you get 100 meters in a 50-gram ball. I've really got a lot of this yarn from the kit. Now I've finished all the colorwork piece, and I only need to do all the ribbons in this dark brown color, but I still have a lot left for the rest of the colors, like the white, the gray, and the light brown. I still have a bunch of them. Probably I can find some colorwork pattern for hat, or maybe let's see if I can make a child size vest from that yarn. So I think I can finish it and show you guys after wash and blocking which I hope will solve all my tension issues in the colorwork part, and I will update with you with how it looks and how it fits afterwards. I already tried it on like this, and it fits great. I like the length, I like the fit. It's a little bit oversized, and it's really warm. The double layer colorwork just give extra warmth to this vest, and it's not heavy at all. So I think I will wear it a lot in this upcoming spring. Yeah, so that's my mood slipover. My next work in progress is my Eris socks. It's just a very simple vanilla sock that I'm knitting from this very special yarn. This is the Perfect Must Match set by Mustache Yarn, and I got it as a gift from Christine. She is my sock store partner. She gave this yarn to me as a Christmas gift. Since we are both Swifties, we gift each other gifts and yarns related to Taylor Swift. And she gifted me this yarn. It's really special because it's a self-strapping yarn, and each color corresponds to one era or one album that Taylor Swift has. So I'm just super excited to work with this yarn, and I cannot tell you how much joy it has given me. I finished this single sock in 3 days while I'm working full-time and I'm just knitting it as crazy on my commute. It's just super fun to count all the colors, and very excited for the next stripe coming up. I think the order of the yarn is also in the order of the albums as well. So it's just a really special yarn, and I finally realized the joy of self-strapping yarn. Even with a very simple vanilla sock pattern, you get so many different colors, and it's just really fun to wear and really fun to work with. So I think in the future maybe I will also try other self-strapping yarns if it's in a theme that I'm interested about. So I just started my second sock. So after I wound up the yarn, I realized why it's called Perfect Must Match set. It's because the skein was divided equally into two separate parts of the yarn. Basically, the skein is not a one strand continuous yarn, but it was two. And if you knit one sock from each bore from the same direction, you should get a perfect match. So that's what I'm, oh my god. So that's what I'm getting here. So I start at the center of both balls, and right now it's perfectly matching. So I think this really saves a lot of time for people who likes their socks to be exactly the same. And that's the reason I'm thinking about buying more mustache yarn in the future. Yeah, so this is my commute knitting recently, and I kind of want to knit more vanilla socks with colorful yarns in the future. Well, so I'm a little surprised but also happy the fact that I can knit vanilla socks with finger weight yarn at a very fast pace right now, because I really love wearing my hand knit socks, and I definitely need more of them. So I guess I will knit more vanilla socks with colorful self-strapping yarns in the future, and I'm really hoping that I can have a big collection of hand knit socks very soon. Yep. And that comes to my last work in progress. I am doing my first ever test knit, and I'm test knitting for Handmade by Florence. She recently had a test call for her made ball wrap. It's another of her wrap cardigan design. So I never done test knitting before. Mainly it's because I'm afraid that I cannot meet the deadline, and I don't want knitting to be a very pressure thing on me. and I prefer to knit patterns that many people already knit and have feedback on, so I can take less risk. So before she had her test knitting call, I was thinking about knitting her other wrap cardigan design. But then this just came up perfectly at a perfect timing when I was doing some swatches with my yarn. So I just applied, and I'm very happy that Florence picked me for test knitting. So I just started working on the back yoke. It's a wrap design with drop shoulder. That's all I know so far. It's a more relaxed fit than the Robinson wrap cardigan. If that's the correct name, that's the Florence previous wrap cardigan design. So it's a more relaxed fit. The yarn that I use is, I'm having 3 strands of yarn. The pattern calls for some heavy DK weight yarn, and I think Florence used a heavy fingering plus a strand of lace weight silk mohair. So I first swatched with these two combined together. They are 100% cashmere yarn that I got from China, even though I am a little suspicious if they are actually 100% cashmere, because I bought them at a surprisingly cheap price that I don't really believe they are cashmere yarn, but they feels really great, and the swatch feels a bit like cashmere actually. So I feel like they are great yarn in general. But I think each strand of them are at a light fingering, close to lace weight, so I'm holding them double, but it's still too thin to compare with the heavy DK gauge. So I bought this from Webs. It's alpaca silk from Valley Yarn. Since I really like the silk mohair from Valley Yarn, and I'm at a stage of tired of eating mohair fibers and getting the fibers everywhere, I kind of want to knit stuff without mohair. So I'm thinking probably alpaca silk will be a good alternative. So I bought this from Webs again and want to try it out. This is in the color light gray, and I bought 2 of these. So this alpaca silk contains 80% of alpaca and 20% of silk. Each of them weighs about 226 grams and will give you around 1600 meters. So I think it will be enough for knitting the cardigan. And currently I'm holding 2 balls of the cashmere and 1 strand of the silk alpaca together, and it created a very interesting fabric. Because the alpaca silk is gray, so it kind of tones down the vibrant blue the cashmere have, and it creates a variegated fabric. At first, I'm not too sure if I like this fabric, and I'm still not sure, because looking closely, the gray kind of stands out and not blending with blue yarn really well, but when I look at it from the mirror or from a picture, it kind of blends well. So I'm still not sure, but I can show you my swatches. So I also have a sweater quantity of a beige cashmere yarn that I got from China as well. So I swatch them with the silk alpaca both. The reason I didn't pick the beige one is because I feel like the alpaca silk, even though it's called light gray, it has some blue hint to it. It's a cool toned gray, so I figure it might fit the blue yarn well. So that's my choice right now. And with the alpaca silk, the gauge is perfect. So I will definitely focus on this piece a little bit more, because it's a test knit and I don't want to miss the deadline or anything. So I hope I can make more progress and show it to you guys in my next episode. So I think that's everything I have for today. I didn't buy any other yarns. I was trying to knit from stash more, so I don't have a big acquisition part, except the silk alpaca that I got. But that's everything. I don't have a acquisition part. I think today is again a very blue themed or blue centered episode. Hope you enjoy this episode and I will see you next month. Bye!